Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, Machias residents are speaking out after Thomas Bonfanti was found guilty of murdering 3 people as well as aggravated assault.
After a nearly 2-week trial, a jury reached a guilty verdict in the Thomas Bonfanti trial. In his testimony, Bonfanti claimed all 3 shootings were either accidental or self-defense measures. He says he was depressed and suicidal at the time of the murders. Machias residents say they're not surprised by the guilty verdict. We talked to one resident who says she cleaned Samuel Powers' home and was expected to be there when Sam was shot in the head. She often thinks back on that last-minute decision to call out sick that day, which likely saved her life.
Kind of scary because, you know, it was within like minutes that I made that decision that he was, you know, killed. So it's a little bit freaky. I'm glad that he's guilty because he is guilty. I'm glad that he didn't say he was insane. I think that's a wonderful thing because he got, you know, what he deserved.
No, I'm not surprised that he was found guilty because, I mean, it's pretty much cut and dry.
Some Machias community members told us the verdict helps them feel a little bit safer.
Samuel L. Wagner Middle School in Winterport will be closed tomorrow after a threatening message was discovered on a bathroom wall earlier today. In a release sent out to parents, RSU 22 Superintendent Regan Nichols said school administrators conferred with local law enforcement before making the decision to cancel classes. Classes will be in session at all other RSU 22 schools with an increased law enforcement presence at all the district's campuses. If you have any information related to the threat, you're asked to contact the school's superintendent's office. Anonymous information can also be submitted through the district's feedback portal.
The Mill Dam Road in Ellsworth has been temporarily closed after a culvert collapsed. Access to the Mill Dam beach is also closed down for now. The city of Ellsworth said in a release that though the road may appear to be drivable, it's unsafe for vehicular traffic due to the possibility for additional collapse. The city asks people be patient while they work to repair that road.
A Maine man serving a 16-year sentence for manslaughter appeared at the Penobscot County Judicial Court Thursday morning. 53-year-old Ernest Weedle was convicted for the death of 46-year-old Roger Downs Jr. of Portland back in May of 2010. Downs was beaten to death after he and Weedle spent hours drinking together. Weedle was later found guilty by the Cumberland County jury in 2012, but in 2013 Weedle appealed the sentence and manslaughter conviction, arguing he was tricked into waiving his Miranda rights. He lost that appeal. In his latest appeal, Weedle contests his conviction by citing ineffective assistance of counsel. However, due to Weedle's mental state, today's hearing was rescheduled.
I talked with counsel about this. Mr. Hornblower has represented the petitioner for quite a long time and is certainly well aware of whether he's being affected by the absence of his medication or not. And he indicates that it's quite clear that he is. And under these circumstances, I'm not going to hold the hearing.
Weedle's hearing is scheduled for Wednesday, June 8th at 1 p.m.
A man who was found guilty of murder last year is set to appear in court Monday to appeal his conviction. Rayshawn Moore of Bangor was convicted for the February 2020 stabbing death of 25-year-old Demetrius Snow in Bangor's half-acre nightclub parking lot. He was found guilty in May of 2021 and later sentenced to 32 years in prison. Moore is arguing the trial court denied him access to transcripts of the grand jury proceedings, resulting in Moore's indictment, among other factors. The appeal is scheduled for 11:30 a.m. on Monday at the Penobscot Judicial Center.
Law enforcement agencies across the state are participating in a 2-day training related to detecting and removing impaired drivers from behind the wheel. Our Sierra Jordan explains.
Maine sees an average of 50 drug or alcohol impaired driving fatalities per year. That's according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Local law enforcement agencies are receiving advanced training to minimize the number of motor vehicle fatalities.
ARIDE is Advanced Roadside Impaired Driver Enforcement. It's basically OUI enforcement for alcohol and/or drugs.
A-Ride training is a 2-day event hosted by the Holden Police Department and the Maine State Police. Holden Police Chief Chris Greeley says the first day of training focused on sobriety testing procedures.
People could be under the influence of prescription medications that maybe they are overusing or they are mixing with something else that causes an adverse effect, and now they're driving a car. They could be under the influence of alcohol. They could be under the influence of marijuana.
Tyson Ober is among a dozen officers who attended the training course. Ober has been a police officer for 6 years and says the training will help bridge the gap between drug and alcohol recognition.
I already talked about some things that I'm going to put in my tool bag to use on the road.
Ober says so far he knows what to search for to determine if a driver might be under the influence.
If they're high on marijuana, for instance, you might see larger pupils, or there are certain tests that we do. You might see us roadside, flinging our finger in front of people's eyes, but it helps us better to detect that for prosecution.
For the next and last phase of the training, local officers will be getting hands-on experience to detect the signs of folks driving impaired.
It's not like we're looking to get our OUI arrest numbers up. We want voluntary compliance, quite frankly, where people are not under the influence and driving.
In Holden, I'm Sierra Jonah reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Taking a look outside, we've really been kind of spoiled this week, actually.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Today especially, I think we were expecting a bit of a cool down, actually. That just wasn't the case. The sun was shining. We're really feeling that heat with a nice cool breeze to go along with that, too.
You're right. Now, for those of us, or those of you, rather, who are waiting for that blistering summer heat, not quite here yet, and it's looking like it's not really going to be here for a little while, with a little bit more on what we can expect, at least in the coming hours. Let's take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. Your first weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest rug cleaning destination in over 70 years. Okay, so we had a good amount of sunshine out there today. Couple of thicker clouds starting to roll in, especially in the southern part of the state and around our area here in Bangor. And that is because we have another low pressure system, and that is right here. It doesn't look like much stretching from Canada to the south, but it will start to develop even more with a lot more rain out there. But today, nice and enjoyable weather. I could finally say some above average temperatures out there today, into the mid 70s all across the state. But tonight we will really cool off into the mid 40s. Beth?
All right, Conrad, thanks so much.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, drivers for organizations like Meals on Wheels are grappling with rising gas costs.
And beaches, pools, and parks across the state struggle to hire enough lifeguards ahead of the summer season. With those stories and more local news when we come back.
When Ansley Moore of Better Homes and Gardens wants to know the local forecast, she logs on to foxbangor.com. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
The Penobscot Poorhouse, Bangor's favorite neighborhood pub, is your destination to catch all your favorite sports and pub food. Don't miss a second of the action on our 24 TVs and big screen. Bangor's home for the NBA, NASCAR, college basketball, March Madness, hockey, and much more. We have the perfect pub food too. Wings, burgers, fries, salads, weekly specials, and much more. We have what you crave. Stop in for lunch, drinks, and stay for dinner in our newly remodeled venue. The Penobscot Poorhouse, Bangor's #1 sports pub, located at 14 Larkin Street off Main Street in Bangor.
Hi, I'm Angelina Mucci.
And I'm Andy Mucci of Family Fun Bowling Center.
When we want to know the weather, we go to foxbangor.com.
Celebrating our 50th anniversary year, Family Fun Bowling Center has 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling at its best. Attention Maine fishermen, we want to see your biggest catch and for you to win some great prizes. Go to foxbangor.com and click on contest and giveaway, then upload your photo for your chance to win. Sponsored by Willie's Sports Center, Mill Mall, and Ellsworth. We have everything for fishing, from trout to tuna, fly fishing, trolling, and ocean rigging. We carry fat tire e-bikes to get to remote spots and snow dog utility machines. We have all your hunting and outdoor essentials.
Hank's Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, Everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hank's Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura are on a quest for payback after Bloodline domination knocked out their teammates. It's an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Good morning, Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Coming up on GMM, Devin Biggs will have our full weekend forecast because it's Friday and we're ready for the beautiful weather. Unfortunately, though, spoiler alert, it could be a little rainy. On top of that, we'll have all the local sports coverage with Dave Peck and Tyler Cruz, and Mr. Food has a delicious dish for us.
Welcome back. Mainers are paying the price in more ways than just one for rising gas costs. The record highs are affecting all drivers, including those who volunteer their vehicle and their time to help the most vulnerable Mainers. Dan Lamparello looks at how drivers for organizations like Meals on Wheels are struggling and the legislation that could help.
With gas prices nearing the $5 mark in parts of Maine, it's hitting almost every industry hard, especially those who are trying to give back to their community.
The increase in cost of living, the gas prices we're seeing, we're feeling a little bit worried about what the future holds.
Megan Walton is CEO of the Southern Maine Agency on Aging, whose hundreds of volunteers help connect homebound Mainers with meals.
They really keep our programs going.
Using their own cars and gas, the Meals on Wheels volunteers have seen their deliveries double during the pandemic, but so has the price to stay on the road.
Some Meals on Wheels volunteers have a really long distance that they are driving those meals, so an increase in gas prices is causing them to say, I can no longer do this.
And while they do get reimbursed for some of that mileage, it won't cover everything.
It's not just the price of gas, but also any maintenance that's required on your car over time.
While every organization's reimbursement rate is different, right now the federal mileage tax deduction is 14 cents per mile. But under proposed legislation from Maine Senator Angus King, that would go up to 58 cents per mile.
It certainly would help.
Jack DeBaradinis runs RTP and has volunteer drivers who help bring elderly Mainers to appointments, work, and even more. They've increased their reimbursement rates already and may have to again to retain the volunteers they have.
And the fact is we're contemplating increasing our recently increased rate to 50 cents to go maybe up to 55 cents. I think it's really what we need to do at this point.
A search for a solution growing more urgent, so these essential services will still be around.
The population's only growing, the need's only growing, food and gas prices are only increasing, so we have to do more to make sure that older adults are taken care of.
And that was Dan Lamparello reporting. Well, the Maine State Housing Authority says they've detected more than 400 fraudulent applications to a COVID-19 rent relief program. The 408 fraudulent applications would have cost the state $6.4 million. The State Housing Authority oversees federal rent relief money while community action agencies actually distribute the funds locally. More than 90% of the fraud was detected by those local agencies, and the emergency rental assistance funds came from two federal COVID-19 relief packages passed by Congress in December of 2020 and March of 2021. Now, under the program, recipients could qualify for up to 18 months of rental assistance.
Well, summer is quickly approaching, but pools, beaches, and water parks across the state are still struggling to fill their lifeguard chairs. Megan Wilgoose reports on the shortage and how it will affect people trying to enjoy the water this summer.
Portland pools and Funtown Splashtown, two places to cool off in the summer with one very similar situation.
We are just not getting as many lifeguards applying for the job as we have traditionally in the past.
Right before COVID hit, we were starting to see less teenagers interested.
For the third summer in a row, Portland will not be opening its Reiki pool to the public.
Just staffing wise, I used to have probably 30 to 40 people working under me. By this time of year, I have maybe 15 or 20 regular people.
Riverton Pool will offer limited programs and hours for both lap and open swims. Its wait list includes at least 40 families looking for lessons, but there is some hope.
I've tried to offer a couple of lifeguarding classes and they didn't fill. We do have one coming up starting this weekend, and it is close to full, and this is the first time I've seen it this close to full since the pandemic hit.
And over at Splashtown,
we're actually running our own lifeguard class. It's this Saturday. It's right here on site.
Hutchinson remembers a time when they were turning lifeguards away.
Why there has been a drop-off, I really can't tell you. The majority of the kids that we've had in the past, maybe 10 years ago, were all swim team kids from the local swim teams.
This will be Splashtown's second year offering a class for free. Hutchinson says it's working. He now only has 10 lifeguard positions left to fill.
We feel that that's money well spent for us to ensure that we're able to operate the park fully with the full capacity of lifeguards that we need.
Until she sees Portland's class turn out, LePage says she must limit its pool's hours to retain the people they do have.
Because if we're working extra hours, that also means that we're tired on the stand, and that's not a safe situation.
And that was Megan Wilgoose reporting. And still to come on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, Republicans and Democrats are trying to work together to come up with some kind of gun control legislation in the wake of last week's Texas school shooting.
And the UK joins the US and Germany in pledging to send more weapons to Ukraine. Love those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
Make the call to unclog. Nichols Plumbing has been serving Bangor and beyond for over 45 years. Our community has placed their trust in us for plumbing, well and drain maintenance, camp weatherization, sewer and septic line repair and replacement. And we also offer 24/7 emergency services. Our plumbers are fully licensed and ready to solve any plumbing problem. 989-1533. Make the call to unclog.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Otani powers the Angels against the Phillies. Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
The sports world is buzzing about the USFL.
What a catch!
And this week on Fox, the Philadelphia Stars look to make a push for the playoffs against the Michigan Panthers. Real football for real fans. The USFL, Sunday at noon Eastern on Fox.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
Republicans and Democrats are trying to work together to come up with some kind of a solution when it comes to gun control legislation, this in the wake of last week's Texas school massacre. But decades of strong differences over gun owners' rights and the Second Amendment are flaring. Fox's Aisha Hasni has the latest from Capitol Hill.
If the filibuster obstructs us, we will abolish it. If the Supreme Court objects, we will expand it.
Now we know where they want to go. Their real beef is with the Second Amendment.
Enough with these
bogus arguments about the Second Amendment.
Members of the House Judiciary Committee spar over a sweeping new gun control package Democrats call the Protecting Our Kids Act. It is the first batch of gun legislation to get a hearing since the Uvalde school shooting. Among the many reforms, Democrats aim to raise the minimum age to buy a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21 and ban new sales of high-capacity magazines.
I suspect that gun laws will be about as effective at keeping guns out of the hands of madmen and terrorists and criminals as our drug laws have been at keeping drugs out of the hands of addicts.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi wants a vote on the package and other gun control measures as early as next week. But anything that passes the House is expected to stall in the Senate, which requires 10 Republican votes. Democrats say they have a reason for pushing such an ambitious plan.
We're going to pass the strongest legislation that we can. We don't control the Senate. If the Senate acts, we'll consider what they have done.
A small group of bipartisan senators is trying to act, negotiating its own gun deal behind closed doors.
It's red flag laws, it's improving our background check system, it's more money for mental health.
But even if senators clear all the hurdles, it's unclear if liberal Democrats will accept anything that, in their minds, doesn't go far enough.
Because America is not deserving of nickel and dime legislation.
So you could have a situation where you lose the margins, but it's expected that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi could deliver the votes, no matter what kind of deal comes out of the Senate. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
Meanwhile, more countries are joining the U.S. in sending additional aid to Ukraine. Ukrainian forces are asking for more weaponry as Russia gains ground in the east. Fox's Mike Tobin has more.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine marks its 100th day on Friday, and international aid continues to pour in for Ukrainian forces. Today, the UK announced plans to supply troops with medium-range rocket systems. The decision was made in coordination with the U.S. government, which announced a new $700 million aid package this week. A Kremlin spokesman warns of repercussions if those weapons are fired into Russia.
It will simply bring more suffering to Ukraine, which is simply a tool in the hands of those countries that supply weapons there.
Prior shipments of Western arms helped Ukraine fend off troops around the capital of Kyiv. Moscow then shifted its focus to the Donbass in the east. Russian troops have tightened their grip on the region, launching a wave of strikes overnight. Some military analysts think Russia is aiming to capture the Donbass before more Ukrainian aid arrives.
They can pack their forces in a much smaller area. They can overcome some of the logistics challenges they faced when they were spread out.
And in a diplomatic boost for Ukraine, Bridget Brink was formally installed as the new U.S. ambassador here in Kyiv. She said the U.S. is working with its allies to help Ukraine defend itself.
Standing by Ukraine in its hour of need is not just the right thing to do. It is in our vital national interest to ensure peaceful and stable Europe.
The ambassador is expected to help coordinate Western arms shipments to Ukraine. In Kyiv, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the U.S. economy, already reeling, may be facing even more turbulence. Gas prices hit another record high overnight. Now there are signs businesses may be ratcheting back their hiring. All that could mean trouble for workers already wrestling with a starkly higher cost of living. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
Unemployment is down a little, and the price of gas is up a lot. So what's that mean for the economy? It's complicated.
There's already early signs that inflation is peaking. But if you look at numbers such as the number of quits or outstanding jobs available, they are actually starting to peak and roll over.
Economists are worried because since the 50s, inflation over 4%, combined with unemployment under 5%, has meant the U.S. economy was headed for a recession within 2 years. Inflation now stands at 8.3%, and the May jobs report out Friday is expected to show the unemployment rate dipped to 3.5%.
The data in the economy is not awesome. It's not really horrible, so I think we've got kind of a soft landing, slowdown definitely upon us.
When the Federal Reserve talks about a soft landing, you better put your seatbelt on because they're going to give us a crash landing.
Drivers are looking for relief. The national average for a gallon of regular hit $4.72 on Thursday.
everything's sky high. Where I used to fill my tank for $50, now it's $80.
A report out Thursday shows U.S. businesses added 128,000 jobs last month, less than half of what economists had predicted, the worst month for job creation since April 2020. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Well, that red-hot inflation, of course, having a major impact on Americans' day-to-day finances. Fox's CJ Papa takes a look at how you can stop surging prices from squeezing your wallet.
Although inflation is impacting a majority of Americans, one personal finance expert says it's no reason to panic.
Fear cannot be your financial advisor. When we hear words like inflation and recession and all of this, the fear can just rise up and you can make really bad decisions.
Ramsey Solutions' first quarter State of Personal Finance report shows an overwhelming 80% of Americans said inflation has impacted their day-to-day finances. Personal finance expert Rachel Cruz encourages consumers to focus on changing financial habits within their control and optimizing their budget.
If you are not being intentional with where your paycheck's going, then you're going to spend money that you don't tend to spend.
When it comes to creating a budget, Cruz says your income minus total expenses should equal zero, and every dollar should be accounted for.
You're going to put that income at the top of an Excel sheet, a sheet of paper, a budgeting app. Look at all of your expenses, putting dollar amounts next to all the categories you spend money on. So every dollar has an assignment. Every dollar is being intentionally spent.
And with consumer confidence plunging along with American savings rate, Cruz notes the importance of replacing money taken from your savings.
Money flows two ways. It flows in and it flows out. And so if you are taking money from your savings, number one, thankfully you have it, but you want to replace that as soon as possible as well.
CJ Papa, Fox News.
That's some good advice there. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Belfast has opened 2 new electric vehicle charging stations. We'll take you there.
And in sports, a look back at 30 years of memories the day after the anniversary of Mansfield Stadium. We'll be right back.
Niecy Nash hosts the new music game show where you guess the lyrics or it's
Bye, bye, bye.
You are killing it! Don't forget the lyrics, all new Monday on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
I grew up in Eastport. My dad actually worked for Bangor Hydro, so that was always my goal. I've been here for 36 years. We're all that same company, from Washington County to Bangor, Lincoln, Prescott. We're all the same people. We're all from here. This area is like one big community. When we help people, that's our biggest reward, getting the power back on. We've done that for years, and we'll continue to do that.
Fathers play a special role in people's lives. And this Father's Day, ABC7 and Fox 22 want to help you show your dad how much he is appreciated with a special Father's Day giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate from Village Variety in Glenburn, a $50 gift certificate from Tossie's Checkout Convenience Store in Glenburn, and a $50 gift card from Body Graphic Studio in Hamden. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Fox ABC Maine, and like and comment.
I smoked a pack a day for 45 years. When my doctor suggested lung cancer screening, I wasn't sure I wanted to know the results.
If you're age 55 or older and smoke now or smoked heavily in the past, ask your provider if lung cancer screening is right for you.
When my first screening came up clear, what a relief.
A new test can find it earlier when treatment is more successful.
I quit smoking a few years ago, but I plan on being screened every year.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
And news from across the pond, the UK is honoring Queen Elizabeth's major milestone with 4 days of community activities. Fox's Madeline Rivera has more from London.
It's the start of Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, marking 70 years on the throne, and folks here across the pond are going all out.
We were here 10 years ago and we were here for the Diamond, and I always wanted to see the Platinum Jubilee, so I took my chance and I got here. I'm so excited. It's been fabulous.
Britain kicked off celebrations with a Trooping the Colour parade Thursday. The Queen making an appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, surrounded by working members of the royal family. The 96-year-old took the throne back in 1952, when she was just 25 years old. She is the United Kingdom's longest-reigning monarch and the first British royal to reach the Platinum Jubilee.
She always comes out and she smiles, and we just love the Queen, don't we? She's beautiful. Very happy.
It's not just the royal family getting in on the fun. Thousands of spectators gathered in London, some making the journey from other countries and camping out overnight, all just to get a glimpse of the royals.
It's great to see this country celebrating the Queen so much, and I think that coming from a country where we don't have any royals, it's really great to see.
Today has just been amazing. It's been wonderful weather, it's been a great crowd, it's been really, really enjoyable to see all the royal family out to celebrate.
Buckingham Palace says the Queen felt some discomfort during Thursday's event, so she won't be attending the service of Thanksgiving on Friday. In London, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Well, it looks like tennis, but it's not, and its name is definitely as unforgettable as it is fun to say. Fox's Ashley Stromier has more on the trendiest sport in the country and what makes it so popular.
It goes by an unusual name, but it's something a growing number of Americans can't seem to get enough of. Pickleball. According to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association, it's now the fastest growing sport in the entire country.
It's the one rare sport that you can have every age, every generation, every background.
The game, which combines elements
like
from tennis, badminton, and ping pong, is still relatively young. Invented in Washington State back in 1965 by 3 dads who wanted an inclusive activity for family members of all ages. And one of their dogs, Pickles, is the game's namesake.
You don't get to be on the edge of a sport growing very often.
But why is it becoming so popular? For starters, it's relatively cheap to play. All you need is a paddle, perforated plastic ball, and an unoccupied section of a tennis court. Many players say it's also helping them stay in shape and combat personal struggles.
I have more energy because I'm running a lot on the court. It's not very heavy on the body.
I found a community here and started playing, and it was kept me from day drinking.
And people seem to love it so much, it's even replacing other sports many used to enjoy.
I told myself, I'm going to first start out with pickleball, and then I'll transition back to tennis. I've only stuck with pickleball.
Close to 5 million people in the U.S. currently play pickleball, almost double the amount from a few years ago. The USA Pickleball Association says it's becoming increasingly attractive with those 55 and under. Ashley Stromier, Fox News.
Belfast has opened 2 new electric vehicle charging stations through the company ChargePoint. The new charging stations are available for public use, and they're located near the Belfast footbridge. Up to 4 vehicles can be charged simultaneously for up to a 3-hour charging session, costing the user about $4.50.
Somebody said they parked, they went out to dinner, and came back, and it had cost them $2.60.
Well, this station was developed through a partnership between the City of Belfast, Revision Energy, and Central Maine Power, and paid for through a combination of funds from CMP's Make Ready grant program, with the remaining costs being contributed by the city. City Councilor Mike Hurley said, quote, "We expect to have charging stations basically in all city parking lots at some point," end quote. Hurley added that these stations are good for economic development as they influence electric car drivers to stop at the stations for a charge and then explore what Belfast has to offer while they wait.
Pfizer is teaming up with a Maine healthcare system to conduct the 3rd phase of its Lyme disease vaccine clinical trial to test the efficacy of the company's vaccine. The trial will be held at Northern Light Health System in Brewer. It'll span over 13 months and require patients to take 2 shots 2 months apart. The patients will then need to take a booster shot in March before the next summer tick season. A Northern Light allergy and immunology doctor says he estimates about 100 people starting at age 5 and up will participate in this trial. They say Pfizer approached the hospital system about the clinical trial because Maine has one of the highest rates of Lyme disease infections in the U.S., that according to the CDC. Most Mainers will be eligible for the trial in July when Northern Light opens up their registration. Really cool to see that kind of research taking place right in our backyard, especially on a topic that affects so many.
You know, and it's not surprising that they would be drawn to the state of Maine because of those numbers. And as we hear over and over again from the UMaine Tick Lab that, you know, there are more Lyme-carrying ticks than before, so they're seeing, you know, that rise, and then, of course, a rise in Lyme disease diagnoses. So, you know, with such a potentially debilitating illness, it's nice to see that there's research going on and that it's specifically spotlighting the state of Maine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the problem seemingly getting worse. So, you know, for there to potentially be a vaccine in the near future, that would be really groundbreaking.
Absolutely.
All right, well, Conrad Sipinski's got our full forecast coming up next. Stay with us. You don't want to miss it.
We had slightly above average temperatures today in the 70s all across the state. Will those 70s stick around, or will it cool down pretty significantly? I have all of that coming up.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
We know your mornings can be busy and hectic in your home.
We're here with the local information you need, fast and to the point, so you can be on your way.
Keeping you prepared for whatever your day might bring.
Oh, well, having a little fun, too.
Start your mornings with us on Good Morning Maine.
Delicious twist on your favorite comfort foods. Decadent desserts you can whip up in no time. And game-changing shortcuts. What's for dinner is about to get way easier. So get ready to get dishing.
Weekdays at 1 on Fox 22.
This year, there's a whole new season to love what we love.
Burnhouse. Winning. Racing.
I am NASCAR.
Your Maine weather is brought to you by Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales in Hancock. Stop in and see Tony and Nicole, where every vehicle comes with a complimentary 6-month, 6,000-mile major component coverage plan. Come buy your vehicle the fair way. It's more than just a tagline. It's the way they do business. And let's talk about some temperatures out there earlier today. So not the coldest temperatures. I know we had some 40s out there not that long ago, but mostly 50s situated in and around the Bangor area, with a couple 40s out there and some 30s in the northern part of the state. But as the sun came out, we really went really nicely into those temperatures. Really warm, slightly above average for most of us here in Maine, as some mid-70s were situated all across the state. Check out even by the coast, they were in those temperatures in the 60s and some 70s out there. But they did have a little bit of a gusty wind, so those 60s and 70s did not feel all that warm, as Bar Harbor is coming in right now at a 13-mile-per-hour wind. Bangor a little bit lower at a 10-mile-per-hour wind, but still any sort of wind by the coast especially will feel much cooler than what the temperature reader does say. But for tomorrow, once again, we'll be in the cooler end with the temperatures actually a little bit cooler than what we had this morning today, as pretty much 40s, some mid-40s out here in Bangor. Yeah, not the nicest start to your day. Definitely put on a sweater or two for your morning commute, but at least we had a good amount of sunshine out there today. Some thicker clouds now starting to roll in, especially here in Bangor and just south of us. And that is because a low situated pretty much right here with a good amount of moisture from Canada all the way down the east coast will be moving on in. Doesn't look like much right now, but all of that will continue to develop and start to push east into our main area. So a lot more rain showers will be continuing by Friday, and then some spotty showers for Saturday before some heavier batches of rain. Maybe some thunderstorms will also be possible with these storms. So a good amount of rain, like I mentioned, especially north of Bangor, where locations might come in close to an inch or more of rain. Here in Bangor, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So still a pretty big rainmaker out there. But tonight it'll be once again on the cooler end. We'll be in the mid-40s out there with partly cloudy skies and morning fog. So really be careful out there for that morning commute, folks. Tomorrow, some rain showers and temperatures in the mid-60s out there. And our 5-day outlook does show not much nicer weather, just some rain starting to move out with more sunshine by Sunday and Monday, but slightly warmer temperatures into the lower 70s by Monday. Beth?
All righty, Conrad. Thanks so much.
And we got sports coming up next with Dave Peck. Stay with us.
Next up to bat for the next homies, Luke. Don't strike out this year when selling your home. Hit a home run. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience today.
Roots to Remedy is Maine's premier apothecary, where ingredients matter and caring comes first. You'll never find GMOs or anything artificial in our handcrafted products ever. Our edibles are created in small batches to suit an array of dietary restrictions. You can find us at these fine businesses shown, located throughout eastern and central Maine, and of course, Roots to Remedies in downtown Millinocket. If you can't find us where you shop, ask for us by name. Roots to Remedies for all your CBDs.
Your destination for amazing drinks, delicious food, and a fun atmosphere is at the Penobscot Poorhouse in Bangor. With our Sunday ticket, watch all the games this season with a beer in one hand and wings in the other. A lot of changes have happened here, and we are now Bangor's best sports bar. Spend your Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and well, you get the idea. Right here at the Penobscot Poorhouse in Bangor. Eat, drink, play,
repeat. It takes all types to play Family Feud. The Penny Pincher.
Name something a man might have in common with his underpants.
They cheat. The Blunt Mama.
If you knew Steve Harvey was at your door, you'd answer it wearing what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Gonna do it like that, Miss Carol?
See who shows up all season on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, at long last, the NBA Finals is underway. Game 1 between the Celtics and the Warriors going on as we speak over on ABC 7. 9 p.m. tips, so they're in the third quarter now with the Warriors currently leading 73-64. That is at the most recent television break, just over 5 minutes to go. They might be right under that now. Golden State came out firing, specifically Steph Curry. He had 21 points in the first quarter, but still the Celtics were right in it. They settled down in the second, held Curry to 0 points in the second quarter, and owned a 56-54 lead at the half behind some tough play from Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. So we'll see if they can claw back into it as the fourth quarter approaches. Of course, we will have full coverage of that after the game over on ABC 7. For now, though, let's talk some baseball. On Wednesday night, we celebrated the 30th anniversary of Mansfield Stadium, and today we look back on 3 decades of memories. Tyler Cruz has the story.
This was like Fenway Park to a lot of kids around here, that this is where they wanted to play.
For Dave and I, this has been our summer home for 30 years.
It's been a labor of love. I mean, it's been a lot of work for 30 years, but 30 years went awful quick.
For 3 decades, Shawn T. Mansfield Stadium has created memories that last a lifetime for baseball players everywhere.
You know, you remember the wins and losses, but mostly you remember the interactions you had and the special moments that were funny, that was neat, and that it brings back so many memories for, I mean, a lot of kids played here.
This is a place I've always dreamed of playing here, from playing across the street and coming here on opening day for Little League, so it's just been surreal to play here.
Back in the early 90s, would walk over here as the grandstand and the stadium portion of it was being constructed, walk home, right around the corner, and then grew up playing on the field, grew up working on the field through college.
Since its inception, Ron St. Pierre and Dave Mansfield have been essential in maintaining the stadium as one of the best ballpark experiences in the region.
We said the pillars, and they really are pillars because there's a lot of people who did it, but Ronnie and Dave...
Those 2 individuals has really made Mansfield Stadium what it is right now.
Ronnie's got this thing, because I had him, he was a teacher at the high school when I went. He is a stickler for detail.
We've had our arguments and our ups and downs. We'd be out there in the field about me fighting. I want to get rid of the water. I'm digging a hole, and he's mad. So those things happen, So we've got along well.
The respect Mansfield and St. Pierre have for each other is admirable, and it's a big part to why the stadium has been able to offer so much to so many.
If it wasn't for Ron, you have to surround yourself with knowledgeable and good people, and they're the ones that get the job done.
What people should realize that this place would not exist if it wasn't for David Mansfield. David has raised all the money at the gate and in the concession stand to make it look the way it does.
Because of them, Mansfield has hosted thousands of ball games.
We want it to be nothing but the best, and I think that's what's happened. You've had people from all over the world here.
From Xander Bogaerts and Aruba in the Senior League World Series to the high school stars of today. But it's more than just baseball that makes this stadium a special place to be.
Out of about 2,500 or so games that I've announced here, I mean, really there's very few that I actually remember. So it's really the people that, the relationships you build over the years that definitely keeps you coming back.
It's a community meeting place, so to speak. For baseball people, that is, anyway.
Reporting from Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. So many stories. Awesome just to have that ceremony and to just be a part of it as well. Still plenty more baseball to be played there as the playoffs are about to get started. High school tennis, though, they're already into the quarterfinal round. Let's go to Hamden now with the Broncos hosting Lewiston here in the quarterfinals. First, number 2 singles, Annika Bragg with match point here. Sharp angle. Look at this forehand, and that creates the winner as she takes it 6-3, 6-1. Then we'll go to number 1 doubles here. Another match point. Forehand goes long from Lewiston as Chandler Smith and Ella Baldwin get their wins. So 2 down. They need best 3 out of 5. We'll go to number 3 singles now. Close one here in this match. First set, but it's the freshman Tessa Kostrucci who forces a tiebreak. She'd go on to win, as would the Broncos. 5-0. They sweep to advance to the semifinals.
It's really helped having the younger girls because they've been playing for a long time and they have always played singles, so it's good that they're on singles.
So the Broncos will advance to the semis, and they will play Camden Hills on June 4th. Now let's go back to the baseball diamond. Even though Maine fell short of the America East title, the season as a whole had its bright spots, including the play of Quinn McDaniel and Jordan Schulafand. McDaniel and Schulafand were two of Maine's most consistent hitters, and on Thursday, they were both named to the All-New England team. McDaniel, a first-team selection, owned a .330 average with 10 home runs and 46 RBIs as a sophomore, while Schulafand's .350 clip, along with his 5 homers and 28 RBIs, earned him second-team honors to close out his college career. All right, so we're getting down to it in the Celtics, right?
Oh, man.
You know, it's funny. I was out of town, as you know, when the conference game was going on. I was sitting in my living room with my mom and dad and my brother-in-law, who's from Southie. And he's just screaming at the top of his lungs the whole time, calling the game. I couldn't even hear the commentators, which was funny.
I'm just going to pull up the phone here. We got it's 87-72. Golden State kind of starting to run away with it with a couple minutes left in the third quarter. So, listen, we're not going to miss anything here.
I was thinking of you guys the whole time. And, you know, now we're here. Like, the series beforehand was such a nail-biter. There was so much back and forth with them doing well and then not doing well. Right. Now we're here at the NBA Finals. This is like, okay, is everything just frosting on the cake for you guys, or are you even more clenched now that they're in the final?
Pete?
Well, for me, you know, seeing them get that close so many years now, I'm even more stressed out now that they're here, and I'm hoping that they are really enjoying the moment and taking it all in, but not letting that get to their heads and really focusing on just playing basketball, playing their game.
They looked a little frantic at the beginning, but they've settled in, and now they're kind of, we'll see. Jason Tatum hasn't played well. He's been passing well, hasn't been scoring. You need your superstars to play like that. Yeah. It's only game one. I still have the Celtics winning in 6.
Well.
Yep.
No matter what happens tonight.
Alrighty, folks. Well, you heard it here.
We'll have full coverage on ABC 7 after the game. For now, that's all we've got for sports. We'll be right back.
Shop Jordan's Furniture now, and it could all be free. Visit Jordans.com.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
The signs of spring are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And the flowers bloom with warmer days on the horizon. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort with the changing of the seasons. With a push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever spring brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
When Brewer Redemption Center wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Fast, friendly, honest, and clean. The folks at Brewer Redemption Center will have you leaving with a smile on your face and money in your pocket.
The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery. And now, take advantage of even extra savings during the Furniture Gallery's Memorial Day sale with truckloads of new inventory. Bring home the perfect living room set, dining set, recliner, and mattress. If it's in stock, it's yours to take home today. Open your camper cottage this year with a new mattress. And receive a free bundle on all closeout mattresses. Don't forget to check out our selection of outdoor furniture too. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, and North Windham.
When pipes froze and water damage ravaged a home, Bouchard Cleaning was there to restore and dry things up. When a home in Wells needed mold remediation, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration performed as promised. From Madawaska to Owl's Head, Ashland to Bath, we've answered the call. More than just a cleaning company, we're restoring Maine. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
I heard about you. You're that smart kid.
Young Sheldon, boy genius on Origin Story.
Yes, that's me.
A small town boy.
Young man. Yes, you.
With supersonic hearing. Visionary vision.
Cheeky little Miwan, you know you don't belong there.
And a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon 5 times a week.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
You can't smell this.
Yes, I can.
America's best bakers race to gather the clues and bake the mystery dessert.
But did you make the right dessert?
Crime Scene Kitchen, Tuesdays at 8 on Fox.
Welcome back, everybody. From series returns to big screen tales inspired by real life and a record-breaking movie still topping the box office. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a look at new releases.
Several new releases are streaming this week.
This week is sacred.
Hulu starts Pride Month with the rom-com Fire Island, an adaptation of Pride and Prejudice following a group of gay friends who set out to have a legendary summer.
It is good to be back.
Hulu also invites audiences to return to the Orville for Season 3 of the sci-fi series New Horizons.
I am very excited for everyone to meet the real me.
The boys are back on Prime Video with Season 3 of their no-holds-barred outrageous superhero satire.
Captain Collins reporting, sir.
Netflix adds Interceptor, starring Elsa Pataki as an Army captain at a remote missile interceptor station tasked with saving the world.
Hi, I'm new to California.
Disney Plus has the sequel Hollywood Stargirl with the musically talented teen following her LA dreams.
I'm going to have a crack at the British Open.
In theaters, The Phantom of the Open with Mark Rylance and Sally Hawkins in the true story of a crane operator and amateur golfer who made his way to the 1976 British Open.
It is time to stop seeing.
Crimes of the Future starts its run in theaters. Writer-director David Cronenberg's sci-fi horror stars Viggo Mortensen as an artist showcasing his metamorphosis as humans adapt to a synthetic environment.
Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
And there's the #1 film, Top Gun Maverick, which leads the way after breaking Memorial Day weekend box office records with $156 million. Maverick is also Tom Cruise's top opening weekend at the domestic box office. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
We may find word games to be fun, but medical experts say there are health benefits to playing. Word games have several benefits like improving your vocabulary, as it can help people discover new words. It also boosts memory skills as it helps to prevent memory loss in the elderly. According to WebMD, brain stimulation and increased focus are also a benefit, and it overall improves self-esteem and can even improve people's moods.
Well, sneezing season is still underway in many parts of the country, and people may be looking for a little relief. Cleveland Clinic allergist Sandra Hong says tree pollen impacts most people who suffer from spring allergies, and Hong also says one of the best ways to help with the nasal congestion is using nasal steroids. Now, she also recommends antihistamines, which can help fight the sneezing and itching, which take effect shortly after symptoms appear. However, Hong says if symptoms persist, you may want to visit your doctor for treatment, as some allergies can actually trigger asthma, and you may need an inhaler.
Finally, tonight, a South Carolina dog becomes the newly throned king when it comes to outlasting time. Pebbles was certified the world's oldest living dog at 22 years, 50 days on May 17th. The Guinness World Records group gave the Toy Fox Terrier the title after passing previous title holder, 21-year-old Toby Keith, a Florida Chihuahua. Owners Bobby and Julie Gregory applied Pebbles with Guinness after hearing about Toby Keith. Pebbles likes cat food, sleeping, walks, snuggling, and country music. Well, congratulations to him. I remember
Pebbles is adorable.
Absolutely adorable. We recently talked about Toby Keith, too,
yes.
So at least he had his time on the throne for a little bit.
You know, it looks like it's just a fight between...
The Philadelphia Stars look to make a push for the playoffs against the Michigan Panthers. The USFL, Sunday at noon Eastern on Fox.
Do you have trouble hearing conversations? Are you constantly asking loved ones to repeat themselves? Do you miss out on discussions or talking with friends? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Don't waste thousands of dollars on expensive hearing aids or settle with the frustration of cheap amplifiers. Right now you can get 2 revolutionary Nano CIC recharge hearing aids, regularly $794 for just $297, or opt into our payment plan of 4 easy payments.
I love how affordable the Nano hearing aids are. Compared to some hearing aids, they're as much as $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. It has rechargeable technology that many customers say is superior to more expensive models.
Well, these Nano hearing aids are fantastic. They're affordable, they're easy to fit into the ear. And what really impressed me is I'm hearing things I haven't heard in years.
Our friendly operators are standing by to take your order.
800-820-27